Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that wherever you are, you're staying safe and well. So, today I would like to share with you some of the mysterious and unconventional ways that sometimes God has a way of speaking to us. Now, God speaks to each and every one of us in our own unique way. So, the way He speaks to you might be different than the way He speaks to me. And so I want to share with you some of the ways that God has spoken to me. And let me tell you, the way He has spoken to me has been very unconventional. But a lot of you, I'm sure, know the story about Moses and the burning bush, how God spoke to Moses and delivered a message to him through the burning bush. So if you believe that story, I hope that when I tell you how God speaks to me, you won't just discount it as Miss Grace being a little squirrely, okay? So, the way God speaks to me, like I said, is very unconventional, but He speaks to me through the penny. Why the penny? Well, every time I find a penny, no matter where it is, I always think about Jesus Christ, because how many people finding a penny on the sidewalk discount it? They pass by it, they don't bother picking it up because it's not a dime, a nickel, or a quarter. It's just a lowly penny. And so for me, the penny represents Jesus Christ, because when Jesus Christ was walking among us, how many people crossed His path and just going by appearances saw Him and just saw the dirty, rough hands, clothes that maybe weren't all that fashionable, and He was just a carpenter, right? Someone that hung around with low lives. They couldn't see Him as the King of Kings, right? The Messiah. And so a lot of them missed opportunities to spend time with Jesus Christ, holding Him, hugging Him, listening to His stories. Because to them, they couldn't see past the exterior. All they saw was the lowly penny. So whenever I find a penny, I always stop, pick it up, and I say, I know that's you, God. And so I want to share with you just some of the ways He has spoken to me using the penny. So my husband is an industrial photographer, and he loves going to abandoned industrial places and taking pictures of the buildings. And so one day he let me accompany him. Usually he doesn't like anyone going with him, because then he's kind of having to be concerned about their safety. But one day he let me go with him. And so we went to an abandoned industrial site, and we were in the basement in a boiler room that was pitch black. And the only way to see anything was using a flashlight. And so here we were in this pitch black room, and he was off to the side with his flashlight taking pictures, and I was off on the other side just looking around. And I don't know why, but I started thinking, God, it has been a while since I have found a penny. Because remember, when I find a penny, to me, that is God's way of communicating with me. So I was thinking, Lord, you haven't communicated with me in a while. And so I was a little concerned because it had been a couple weeks since I had found a penny. And so I'm there going around one of the boiler rooms. And like I said, this place is pitch black. And not just that, but the place is littered with trash, like homeless might have hung out there. So there's trash everywhere, dust, years of dust on the floor. And so I'm walking around with my little flashlight, just looking around. And I'm thinking this thought, Lord, I haven't heard from you in a while. And so all of a sudden, my flashlight beam hits on something in the corner and it illuminates. And I was thinking, oh, maybe it's a piece of jewelry, right? I don't know. Maybe it's a piece of jewelry or something of value, right? And so I walked up to, it was like in the corner of the building, of the room, I should say. And so I walked up to it, and right in the corner, among all the litter, I bent down with my flashlight, and right there, I found a penny. It was like God heard my concerns, and he decided to answer my concerns right there, letting me know I'm still here and I'm still watching over you. My little kitty cat wants to go out, so she's crying to go out. So that's just one way how God spoke to me one day using the penny. And when I went up to my husband, I guess when I saw the penny, I got all excited and I said, all right. And my husband asked me, what'd you find? And he tells me, don't tell me. I know what you're going to say, because he already knows my penny stories, okay? And he says, don't tell me you found a penny here in this pitch black room. And I went up to him and I held the penny in front of him. And I said, I did. So that's just one of my penny stories. And another one, this is a little bit hard to believe, okay? But remember the burning bush, all right? So one day I was at home. I was thinking about my younger brother, and I've shared how in the past, years ago, he was into drugs. And so it was one of those times when we hadn't heard from him, and I was kind of worried about him. And I'm in the bathroom combing my hair, and I'm thinking about my brother and just saying, God, please let me know that my brother is okay. And I had this makeup bag on the counter, and the lid was open, and in the inside of the lid was a mesh little pocket, and I had makeups in there, but I also had a Band-Aid inside. And so I'm combing my hair, thinking about my brother and asking God, let me know that he's okay, Lord. And all of a sudden I turned to look at the makeup bag, and I saw the Band-Aid. But what caught my eye was inside the wrapping of the Band-Aid, I saw something that was small and round, and it was brown. And when I saw it, I thought, what is inside the wrapping of this Band-Aid? And so at first I was like, Lord, you freaking me out here. What's going on? And so I got the Band-Aid out of the little pouch. Now let me tell you, the Band-Aid wrapping was completely sealed, okay? There was no openings anywhere because I looked. There was no openings anywhere because I had my suspicions of what it could be, all right? And so when I started to peel the wrapping, all of a sudden a penny dropped out on the counter. And the wrapping, like I said, was completely sealed. How in the world did this penny get inside of the Band-Aid, which was sealed completely? God was there answering my question. Is my brother okay? So I know some people hearing that story might think, oh gosh, she's a little squirrely up there. But listen, the burning bush, I'm sure that when Moses went back to his friends and started telling them the story about the burning bush and how God spoke to them, I'm sure some of them were going like, yeah, sure, Moses. So you see, God has his own unique way of speaking to each and every single one of us. And so that's another penny story. And another time, me and my brother were in Paris, France, and we were walking down the streets, and I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be something? Here I am in a foreign country. Wouldn't it be something if I found a penny here? Because I'm telling you, I am always finding pennies all over. And so I was thinking, wouldn't it be something if I were to find a penny here in Paris, France? And me and my brother walked a little further, and right there on the sidewalk was a penny, their equivalent of a penny. So I know some of these stories might be a little bit hard to believe, but that's because a lot of people are spiritually blind, right? God might be trying to deliver messages to you, but your blinders are on, your earmuffs are on, and you're not getting the message, okay? And let me tell you, I have been finding pennies, like I said, for many, many years. And when I started my nonprofit ministry, I had to open up a bank account. And so I took all of the pennies that I had found from years and years and years, because I saved them, okay? And then eventually I'll take them to the bank. So I had all these pennies from all the years that I've been saving them. And I took all of them down to the bank with me, and I opened our business checking account with all the found pennies that I had found. So you see, God is a big and instrumental part of this ministry. He is woven into the fabric of this ministry. And like I said, a lot of people finding a penny on the floor, they might discount it as no big thing. I'm not bending down to pick up a stinking penny. And that's the way some people were with Jesus Christ. They just saw, no big deal. He can't be the King of Kings, right? Because they saw the exterior only, the dirty hands, rough hands. They couldn't see who he really was. So I'm just sharing a few of my penny stories, but there's many. I have many, many more. But I only shared a few with you today. And let me tell you, if you Google found pennies, you will find stories of many people just like myself that have found pennies. And I remember reading one story several years ago of a young woman who had just lost her father, and she was very close to her father, and she was sitting in her car with her hands on the steering wheel, head bent, and she was crying uncontrollably because her father had just passed. And she was praying to God, Lord, let me know that my father is okay. Please let me know that he is okay. And she's crying. And this was her testimony, okay? And she said she looked up, and on the windshield wiper, she saw something resting on the top. And so she got out of her car because she was curious, what is that on the windshield wiper of my car? And she got out of her car and she went and looked, and there was a penny resting on her windshield wiper. But not just that, the year that it was made was the year that her father was born. So there was Christ talking to this young lady through the penny, letting her know, I heard you and your father is okay. Like I said, Google it. You'll see a lot of stories come up of found pennies. So I hope you got some inspiration from my little penny stories. I don't tell my penny stories to a lot of people. And look, here I am sharing on YouTube. Because a lot of people, like I said, they're blind. They're spiritually blind. They cannot see the possibility. I've had people think I'm crazy because I share stories with them of the way God speaks to me. So, sometimes people are going to do that. They're not going to believe you, or they're going to think you're crazy. But that's okay. That is my way that God speaks to me. And the way he speaks to you might be completely different, okay? But with me, it's a lowly penny. So I hope you got some inspiration from this little video. Let me show you my recent thrift store acquisition. My mug. I think I paid $1 for it. There's coffee in here, but it's cold right now. But I'm actually weird in that I like cold coffee, so it's fine with me if it's cold. So share with me some of your stories if you have found pennies, or just share with me, okay? Tell me what you think. And also, this is from my heart, okay? I want to thank all of you that come and visit my channel and spend a few minutes listening to me, watching my little videos. That means a lot to me, okay? Because you could be doing something else, watching someone else's videos, but you're here, and I thank you for that, okay? My whole thing with this channel is I want to inspire, educate, and lift spirits up. So I hope I succeeded, all right? I try to post something once a week, sometimes more often if I get the chance. A lot of times I'm busy. I run a homeless ministry, okay? And that is a time-consuming task. So, thank you. Subscribe to our channel, please, if you feel like it. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when I post something. And listen, I want you to know, okay, that God loves you very, very much. And He might be trying to send you messages in His own little mysterious ways. So take the blinders off. Take the earmuffs off, okay? Open yourself up to receiving those messages. And let me tell you, once I did that, I started finding pennies all over the place. I would say to you that probably not a week goes by that I don't find a penny. And like I said, I find them everywhere. One time I was walking into the supermarket and I'm thinking to myself, because I'm always talking to God up here. And I was talking to Him and saying, Lord, and another thing, I'm always looking on the ground. I'm always looking for pennies, okay? Because like I said, when I find a penny, it's like my message from God. And so I was walking into the supermarket. I was in the parking lot. And I was thinking to myself, Lord, I haven't found a penny in a few days. And I walk into the supermarket. I get my shopping cart. And right there, where my shopping cart was, on the ground, was a penny. So there you are. God speaking to me in my own mysterious ways. Okay, sweetie, God loves you very much, okay? Don't ever forget that. Come back and visit with us. Bye-bye, sweetie.